Hello.
Hello. So,
Yep.
first day after the third chemo.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Well, got up at... I had a good night's sleep last night. I had about 5 hours, however many hours it was, between about 11 and 6:30, something like that, 6 o'clock this
Well, the
morning.
alarm went off at 7 o'clock. My alarm went off.
Yeah. I was awake. No, was I awake? I think I was awake about half an hour before that. So yes, I got a good sort of like 7 hours, I would say, sleep last night. And then got up this morning and then started work proper, because I mean my work is literally walk through to the study at the moment. My work being very good, obviously. So I started work probably about 8:20. I had a lot of work to do today because obviously I had yesterday off chemo and I needed to get all of the stuff done that I needed to get done by the end of today. So yes, I worked until about 5:20, I suppose, tonight. And then I a couple of hours before that I started to feel really tired, but I thought I've got to get these things finished. And then I forced myself to stop at 5:20.
And then what did you do?
And then I went and lay down.
No, you didn't.
I went and laid down, watched telly.
You watched an episode of Charlie's Angels from 1970 something.
Yeah, I love Charlie's Angels. That's what I used to watch on a Sunday night, and it makes me feel happy. So I downloaded the whole of the 1976 series. I've got 23 episodes to watch.
Now listen, I think you're tireder this time round.
From an earlier time, yeah, especially as I've been on steroids.
You weren't like this on day one with the first or second.
No, I'm a lot tired. I am tireder.
Even with the steroids, you were a bit bouncier, and But today, I've noticed you really are a lot tired.
Yeah, I probably am actually. Yeah.
So you just need to, I think that's because it's the third one and it's starting to catch up with you. I'm not trying to be negative.
No.
I just want you to understand as well what I see from my side.
You went to work today, didn't you? So when you came through the door at 6 or
I could see that you were...
I was nearly asleep.
Which is unusual for you.
Yeah.
But we've got something exciting to do, haven't we?
Oh yeah, I've got me... This is my whatever that's called, pelvigrastim. And I have to inject myself in the tummy with this on day 2 each time. I haven't shown you this properly yet. I haven't shown everybody this properly yet. But it's a self-injecting thing in my tummy that I've got to do. And it's a magic potion that it's all to do with your white blood cells. They go down, and that lowers your immune system. So this kick-starts your bone marrow into producing more white blood cells, so that it helps to keep your white blood cell count up.
Produces lots and lots and lots and lots, doesn't it?
Yeah. But because I think it's the chemotherapy that kills the white blood cells, I think, and then this kick-starts it into producing little baby ones.
Yes,
she said yesterday, didn't she?
She said your blood cell count can go really high, which is not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah.
But your new blood cells are quite infantile, I think
immature,
she said. Yeah.
So this will raise it up, but all of those little white blood cells feel quite immature. So, yeah.
They'll just try and fight whatever
they can.
Yeah. So the cancer, I suppose, to a certain extent.
No, it's viruses and stuff that attack you.
Cold and flu,
and anybody else you get into contact with that might have problems. Anyway, so I have to keep this in the fridge.
So it's self-load. It's like it's like an EpiPen, but in the form of a injection.
Yeah, there is. It's been in the fridge all day. Get to see my tummy today, look. It's getting a bit fatter, my tummy. All that lovely dieting I did. No, all that dieting I did.
Yeah, but that dieting may have saved your life.
Yeah, I know.
Because we don't think you would have found the tumour if you had been the size that you were. Yeah, it's only because you lost a lot of weight and your boobs went down that you found the tumour.
Yeah, what do I have? Tennis balls in socks, as you called it.
Golf balls, darling.
Oh,
don't give yourself that much credit. Right.
dear. Right, so what I do is I take this off here, if I remember rightly. Oh, there's my little needle, look.
This is, if you hear a clonk, this is where you hear or see me fall off the bed because I've passed out.
Do that, and I stick it in.
Hang on a second, I need to just get a bit of a...
Oh, I've got a little bubble of it on there, look. Oh. Are you there?
Okay, yep.
All right, so, oh God, I don't like this. There, stick it in there and then go like...
You have to click it.
It did something.
Yeah. That's it.
It's done.
And then it comes out and protects
protects
the needle.
And then it goes in a little sharp spin.
And then I put that in the sharp spin in the bathroom.
Yeah, so that's Pelgras, solution for injecting pegfilgrastim. And that's the little darling that's going to keep my immune system sort of bubbling along and trying to give me as much support as it possibly can over the next couple of weeks.
Now, am I right in thinking this is the thing that you possibly, in the next couple of days, starts a bit achy because things... because
it's the bone marrow and everything that's being produced around here that makes all your bone bits go overworked or something.
Achy, yeah. You start to feel uncomfortable then by the weekend, don't you? But it's all good stuff. That's the thing about it, isn't it? This is all good stuff that is killing the cancer, kicking Monty's arse, but it makes you feel pretty shit at times. But keep going, darling. You're doing remarkably well.
Well, I feel a lot better today than I have done because it's over. You know, this one's over and done with. Let me tell you a few more graphic details, shall I? Which I haven't really said too much about. Because the chemotherapy is killing my good cells, as well as my bad cells. The good cells that regenerate fastest are the ones that are in your mouth and in your esophageal tract that literally goes all the way to the bottom. So I understand. But today, over the next few days, that chemotherapy is killing all of that. So therefore it's stripping all the stuff out of your mouth. It's stripping all the, I suppose, good enzymes and everything else out of your body. And if you imagine when you eat, all of the good enzymes and stuff, as you're eating all of your stuff, would usually break down all of your, the food that you're eating and put it into your stomach, and then it end up as poo coming out. I think this is what's happening. So in the first few days, I get very constipated, I think, because all of that mechanism isn't working.
Last month, the one you had last 3 weeks ago, you really suffered.
I really suffered on that because it just got a huge blockage and it wasn't particularly nice. But this time I'm taking Senokot, so hopefully it's going to help to push it through a little bit more. And I actually did a good poo a little while ago. You'll be pleased to know. Bit hard, but it got out, which means then that it's not blocked in there so much as what it was last time at this time. So it makes me feel slightly better. And it also makes me feel as though perhaps it's not going to be quite so bad this time. I might be more tired, I don't know. But I'm trying to do things with the mechanisms inside to just try and flush myself out there. My mouth doesn't taste as bad yet as what it did last month, but I've got some more mucosamine or something, whatever they call it, for the mucosis. That's what they call it, because as those cells start to die, it just tastes horrible.
Yeah, you said it just freshens the mouth a bit.
Yeah, so it freshens my mouth up a little bit. So, yeah, so there's all those other things. And then I think after you finish with the constipation, then obviously it just gets moving. And then you get diarrhoea. How cool is that? But hey, that's just some of the side effects.
Now, the other thing I want to bring up on this one is yesterday we found out that Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, has also got breast cancer.
Yes.
And we listened to a podcast that she'd done. And she'd announced that I don't think she's had to have chemo.
She hasn't had to have
but
chemo.
She went straight for a mastectomy.
Yeah.
And you've got a discussion next week with your surgeon about what to do. And you were still are a bit of a quandary about whether you go a lumpectomy or a mastectomy, how you do if you go for reconstruction. And her podcast was quite informative, wasn't it?
It told me all about, she'd had a DIEP flap, which is something to do with, the flap, obviously, and then they take some stuff out of your abdomen. So basically give you a tummy tuck, fill your boob up after they've taken with your stomach fat and everything. And there's lots of different flaps apparently that you can have, but this one was a DIEP flap, and I want to do a lot more research into the different types of flap, because some of the flaps take some of the muscle, some of the flaps don't need the muscle. If anybody's had a DIEP flap or another type of flap, please tell me, about what it is that you've had, because and what you think, and what research you've done, because that would be brilliant.
But I think from what the Duchess of York did in her vlog or blog, whatever you call it, podcast, that's the one. That's helped you.
Yeah.
Because you are learning about this as much as anybody else. And we hope what we learn, or you've learned, that will help other people as well. So it's just a huge circle of learning and education. And I know the Duchess of York was saying that her father, he had cancer, and he was talking about always get checked. And that was in her mindset, and she went and got checked, and she got breast cancer. And we are always saying, please, just check your breasts, go and have your mammogram, don't miss it. So, everybody says it, and unfortunately, it's people that keep getting through to others, and they do go and get this checked.
Have we mentioned yet that I missed my mammogram?
I don't think we've sold anybody that one.
Yeah, because I was due to have a mammogram
last year.
Well, it was more or less after we came out of COVID, and I finally got the letter back in, when was it, 2021, and I held on to
November 21, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then I held on to that letter for months.
You changed jobs.
I changed jobs, and I was trying to get an appointment and trying to fit it in with my work, because it was a new job, and I didn't want to sort of like take time out of work, and I wanted to try and get it sorted. And the mammogram lorries, the screening, mobile screening they weren't quite back in yet, and I was just coming back in around about November 2021. 21. Yeah, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't time it. So
work was too important at the time.
Work was too important, and stuff. And then by about March time, I changed jobs, and then had to sort of deal with the new job come April. And then you got ill. Yeah. And then. I think time went off, and I'd forgotten all about it.
And we wonder if you'd gone. Had they have found the cancer at a very early stage, would we have been in this position
Probably
now?
Not.
Well, it's always, you look back in hindsight, you don't know.
No, you don't know.
But I think what we're saying there is, if you've got a mammogram, go and see it. Check your breasts. Yeah. If you haven't had one and you think you're due to have one, ring the doctors, get it sorted. Because, the cancer, so much research is going on with cancer that makes it far more survival, but the earlier you catch it makes it even more survival. So yeah, I think that's it from us then.
Go check yourselves out.
And you need to get some sleep.
I know, I need to get some sleep now.
Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. Thank you for your support.
Yes, and keep the comments coming. And if you've got any experiences, please let us know.
Yeah. And we're starting to hear from so many people out there as well who've had it, going through it, and have survived it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, because that gives us so much, faith.
Yeah.
So much positivity.
Yeah.
That it's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
And my love goes out to all my friends that are going through similar circumstances at the moment, and all my people I don't even know, obviously, but particularly my friends and that you're talking to me at the moment that are going through it. Pat, my love goes out to you as well if you're watching this.
Perfect. Thank you. Good night, Mrs. T.
Good night.
Time to turn those lights off.
Yeah.
And good night, everybody. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.